All right, Huber. So for the weird context, because I want to bring some weird context up here.
Context is key for this specifically, yes.
Because this preview is going to go up like a month, no, 2 months. I don't know. It's a long time ago that we played this.
Yes.
Before you see it, the timing may change. Who knows?
I'm a young man here.
So who knows what will happen by the time you see this video? But we wanted to record it while it's fresh.
Fresh and hot.
When we just played it.
Yeah.
It was revealed at the Game Awards. Ninja Gaiden.
So sick.
Ragebound.
Dude.
From the makers of Blasphemous.
Blasphemous 1 and 2, don't skip. Go play them right now. Go play them right now. 10 out of 10.
So got first look. Not that much. Like, hour-ish.
Yeah, but I played about an hour.
Yeah.
Progress in this thing does not save at all, so you would needed to play it in one go.
Yeah.
And I got like probably 4/5 of the way through, and it crashed on me. I was like, but I played a lot. I got through a lot of stages.
Nice.
And the context, Blood, I thought you were going to mention that it was remote, a remote preview.
Oh, yeah.
So for a game like this that is very tight, very like
we did have the opportunity to maybe get, but the timing was weird. So yeah.
So I had like a little bit of input lag here and there, but overall did not really affect my take on the game, which is very positive. This is old school side scroller platforming, punishing difficulty. You know, Ninja Gaiden pretty much is known for that.
I didn't find it that punishing, but I didn't get as far as you did.
There's a level.
It gets up there?
There's a level later on where you have to jump on these little platforms and things are shooting at you and bats are flying in, and I'm just like, I just like kept falling to my death. So yeah, there was a nice escalation of the difficulty because to alleviate some of that were the checkpoints. The checkpoints were pretty generous.
Yeah.
And you would just,
and when we cross the checkpoint, it feels like a good 40% or something of your health. So
yeah. So if you want to just get through, I imagine it's pretty forgiving in that sense. It just comes down to like, are you a high score hunter because you get ranked, S rank, A, B, C, after you finish a stage. So it's like, I want to get those high ranks. But yeah, you play as a Hayabusa ninja.
Yeah, you actually play as somebody different.
Not Ryu.
Kenji, which is
Ryu's
Kenji. Apprentice.
Yeah.
And there's also Komori from the Xbox games. But I don't think we got to, at least I didn't get to play as Komori. I think I saw her briefly, but.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway.
Because you can go into the Shadow Realm. You didn't do that?
No, I didn't get that.
Oh, okay, yeah. There's like her mechanic is you commune with these altars things, and you go into the Shadow Realm, and then she'll like have to traverse in a time limit. She has like a meter that goes down, but you can fill it up like in the realm if you find little things. So she'll traverse and then get to a place where she can like open the path for you.
Got it.
Yeah.
So what's interesting about the setup is like they are going all the way back to the roots of like original NES Ninja Gaiden.
They referenced one of the guys, I forget the name, the American guy or whatever. There was like a reference to it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
Like Charlie Smith or whatever that name is.
So like Ryu has to go to America.
Yeah.
And so like you see Ryu, like you train with Ryu and stuff a little bit, and then he's like, I gotta bounce.
Yeah.
And now this is their story of like what's still going on.
Which I thought was so silly because the village is on fire.
Yeah.
And he's like, I gotta bounce right now though. I can't like wait here to defend the burning village. I need to leave this second. I was like, okay.
But then it was in the presentation that they had before this. It was funny. It's like you always got to have the burning village.
Always. But yeah, attacks are usually one-hit kill for most enemies, but there are some big boys. And this was really interesting because you eventually will fight empowered enemies, and they'll have a little glowing aura around them.
Yeah.
If you kill that enemy, you then will be empowered for a very limited time, small window, and then you can use that for basically like that'll one-shot even the big boys.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's like that allows you to like slash through like larger things that you can't even like hurt, like go
barriers,
through a guy's shield or a barrier or something like that. And so when you're going through like the training, they have like these big wooden things, and it's like no, you have to be charged to do that. And so
you can also take away some of your health to charge if you can't find an enemy.
Hold the attack button to charge up and take a chunk of your health to get a free charge. Or I guess not free, but you get a charge that way.
And then you have kunai as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing...
And that's when it got really complicated, Blood.
Yeah?
Is there's a different set of empowered enemies, pink ones. Because when you meet the girl or whatever... So now there's like blue aura and like pink aura enemies.
Got it.
You have to kill the blue ones with a melee to get empowered. If you kill them with a range, you don't get empowered. Same with the pink ones. You have to kill them with a ranged weapon to get the empowerment. So now your brain...
What does the range empowerment do? Is it the same kind of thing? It's just like more powerful?
It just gives you the buff.
Okay.
So it's like to get the... Yeah. But you can use a empowered kunai or melee as well, whichever. But you just have to kill them for the appropriate manner to get the power up. So like when enemies started kind of flooding in, I was just like my brain was like, oh wait, because it's such a fast-paced game and you need to make those like split seconds decisions. So I found myself a lot of the time like accidentally killing the ranged ones with a melee and not getting the power up, or throwing a kunai at a melee empowered one and not getting it, and then having to fight the big boys and like taking extra damage. So yeah, a lot of quick thinking in this game for sure.
Yeah, the other thing that you've got going on is that you can push the jump button again while you're in the air to do this bounce.
Yeah.
And you can keep bouncing. You can keep yourself in the air that way. But it's just like really, an interesting timing thing. But they show you in parts where it's like you've got to like literally bounce off of like an enemy projectile or something like that.
There were frogs popping up or fish or whatever, and it was like boom, boom. I kept falling in the water. The platforming got a little intense, Blood.
And then there's also you have the shoulder button you can use to roll.
Yeah.
Or you can lunge. And there are these guys in the...
I was not rolling enough.
Yeah, because you can roll past guys.
Yeah.
Which is really important sometimes to like avoid the hit.
Yeah.
Guys coming at you, like you roll past them.
I was taking the hit to make the play the entire time. It was ill-advised. It was not a good idea.
But with that, there's also the lunge.
Yeah.
And that's really good because sometimes some guys will be like throwing like a bunch of butcher knives or whatever, and there'll be a gap, and then you could lunge to like get through that gap and then stab them right there. So it was a nice feel when you got that timing right.
When you're with her, you get a really cool projectile where it's like the axe in Castlevania. So when those butcher knife guys were throwing like 5 or 6 axes, they'd be like in an arc. You would then throw yours, and it would just eat them all and then land on the enemy and kill them. It was so satisfying.
Nice.
Super satisfying.
You can slash a shuriken out of the air, which is great.
Yep, and climb on the rocks, like the ceilings.
Yeah, actually, one thing I really liked about that is because you can wall climb, too.
Yeah.
So you jump on a wall and climb, just like in the NES game. But then when you get up to the ceiling, like if there's enough of a place to do it, you can just transition smoothly to where like you round that corner.
So cool.
And now you're like going hand over hand.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of spaces like that where you need to like do the ceiling hang to get past a place or to hit an enemy in the right spot and all that kind of thing.
Yeah. And then they teased a shop. It was like, oh, things have unlocked in the shop, but I couldn't access it.
Oh, okay.
Because there's a world map as well in between the stages. Nothing fancy. You just kind of like pick your stage, makes it easy to replay stages as well. It shows you your previous high score.
Oh, yeah, they're emphasizing that too. It's like go back for the A and S ranks and that kind of thing.
So they're pretty hyped on that. Yeah, I wonder if those like give you more unlockables. Maybe even like mechanical unlockables. Like maybe the shop will upgrade with more stuff if you get a higher rank. Who knows? Me just theorizing. Or it could just be for, extras and cosmetics and stuff, or just for fun, for leaderboards and bragging rights. Either way, though, the story seemed just fine. I mean, it's...
They do bring in some of those classic style, like big cutscenes.
Yeah, there are cutscenes. Like there are, if you're super into Ninja Gaiden, you're going to be like stoked about that for sure. My Ninja Gaiden lore is definitely lacking. But yeah.
It's a wolf demon that was one of the first bosses.
Yes.
That guy looked pretty great.
Cool boss. I just spammed the hell out of him. He beat me one time and
That was one thing that I was learning with that fight was like, oh, if I am just like tapping at this guy, it's not going to work. Like I've got to really like get in there and like get as many hits as I can.
Right up on him.
Before
he was like breathing fire and stuff. It was really cool. It was really striking. Pretty good enemy variety too, and the way you deal with them. Like there was a Ronin type enemy, Straw Hat Ninja, and it's like, or Straw Hat Samurai. It's like you would drop down and they'd be invulnerable for that before they attack, pretty much, because they would deflect. So you'd have to wait for them to do their like samurai style dash. So you'd have to kind of jump over them.
And you sort of have to counter them,
Yeah, so just different enemy types. Enemies that would charge you, enemies that would like jump or whatever, enemies that would fly in. So there was a lot of different enemies in a short amount of time, which I really, really appreciated. Again, there's going to be a lot of quick thinking and adapting in this game for sure.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Ragebound. So hyped.
Interested to see more for sure.
It made me immediately want to queue up the arcade game, the original Ninja Gaiden.
Oh,
and especially, and even when they released Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, I was like, dude, I want to go back to like the original. It's been so long. I doubt I've ever even finished it. But this is just another Ninja Gaiden game. We have 4 coming. So it's like
it's crazy, right?
Ninja Gaiden
like,
is just
went from nothing to like
full on back, like a remaster, pretty much a brand new old school new side scroller and a full on like new 4 entries. So I mean, it's just
year of the ninja.
Yeah. So and I love when franchises do that, but I talk about that all the time. It's like give us different ways to experience this franchise that we love, and I love that they started it with like here's Ninja Gaiden 2, like. Good way to come back and, reacclimate yourself to the franchise.
Yeah.
So
and you played Blasphemous. Anything there that you're seeing that stands out?
Just the visual style, for sure.
But it's definitely a lot more colorful.
Yeah, way more colorful for sure. But just kind of the visual like vibe of it. The movement a little bit. Like Blasphemous is slower. Like you're way faster in this. Yeah, like I don't know if I would have known that it was them unless you told me or they told me because I watched the thing or whatever. Like if I had not known it, would I have put it 2 and 2 together? But then knowing it, it's like, oh, okay, I can kind of just like feel the vibe here, yeah. But it's definitely a quicker game and a faster game. Blasphemous is a little slower and more deliberate. Still, so intense, difficult. So that's a good match because yeah, Blasphemous is pretty punishing.
Yeah.
So.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching this whenever you see it. We're Easy Allies. We do previews. We got a weekly podcast. We got all kinds of fun stuff. We stream on Twitch, and we're supported by viewers just like you. So go to patreon.com/easyallies, drop in a few bucks, and keep this train rolling. Thank you.